She woke up one morning and realized she had spent 40 years waiting. Waiting for the right moment. Waiting for things to get better on their own. Waiting for someone, a partner, a doctor, a miracle, to come and fix what was broken inside her. Her name was Margaret, and from the outside, her life looked ordinary. A small apartment. A job she endured. A mirror she avoided. Then one Tuesday, out of pure exhaustion, not inspiration, not a grand epiphany, she picked up a book. She had 20 minutes before work. She read a single page. One idea. One sentence, really, every thought I think is creating my future. She set the book down. She went to work. But something had shifted in the air around her. The next morning she woke up 5 minutes earlier than usual. She sat on the edge of her bed and repeated one sentence quietly to herself. Just one. She felt ridiculous. She felt hopeful. She felt, for the first time in years, like she was doing something. 6 months later, Margaret had left the job. Not dramatically, there was no fire, no breakdown. She simply felt worthy of something better, and she went looking for it. A year later, she had a business she loved, a body she no longer hated, and a morning ritual that had never exceeded 5 minutes. She didn't become a different person. She didn't erase her past or pretend her pain hadn't been real. She simply learned what Louise Hay had been teaching the world for decades, that healing begins in the mind, that love is not something we earn, and that 5 minutes, the right 5 minutes, can completely recreate a life. This is that teaching. This is that 5 minutes. Let's begin. Welcome. If you found this video, it is not by accident. Something inside you, a quiet voice, a persistent restlessness, has been calling you towards something more. More peace. More health. More joy. More of yourself. And perhaps you have wondered, is it too late? Is it possible? Where do I even start? Louise Hay spent her entire life answering those questions. Born into poverty, surviving abuse, facing a cancer diagnosis she was told was incurable, she did not simply survive her life. She transformed it. And the tool she used was not complicated. It was not expensive. It did not require a retreat or a therapist or a complete overhaul of everything you have ever known. It required only the willingness to begin. 5 minutes. A new thought. A small act of self-love repeated every day until it became the foundation of a new life. Louise discovered something radical: the mind is not your enemy. Your subconscious is not a prison. Every limiting belief you carry was once learned, which means it can be unlearned. Every wound that tells you are not enough, not lovable, not worthy of abundance, that wound has a voice, yes, but it does not have to have the final word. You do. In this video, we will walk through 7 essential practices rooted in Louise Hay's teachings. Each one takes no more than 5 minutes to do. Each one, practiced consistently, has the power to change the way you see yourself, the way you move through the world, and ultimately, the life you experience. We will cover mirror work, affirmations, releasing resentment, body love, abundance consciousness, gratitude, and the art of beginning again. You do not need to be spiritual. You do not need to have it all figured out. You do not need to believe fully, you only need to be willing. Willingness is the door. Repetition is the path. And self-love, real, gentle, radical self-love, is the destination. So take a breath. Settle in. And let the next few minutes be the beginning of the 5 minutes that change your life. Louise Hay called mirror work the most powerful practice she had ever discovered. The premise is simple: look into your own eyes and speak kindly to yourself. The results, however, are anything but simple. They are life-altering. Most of us spend years avoiding mirrors. We glance quickly, notice what displeases us, and look away. The mirror becomes a place of judgment rather than a place of meeting. We see flaws before we see faces. We see evidence of failure before we see a person who has survived extraordinary things. Mirror work interrupts that pattern. It asks you to stop, to be still, to look, really look, and to offer yourself the words you may have spent a lifetime waiting to hear from someone else. Words like, I see you. I love you. You are enough, begin with just 1 minute. Stand before any mirror, a bathroom mirror, a compact, a phone camera. Look directly into your own eyes. Not at your skin or your hair or the shadows beneath your eyes. Into your eyes, say your name, gently, as though you are greeting someone you love. Then say, I love you. I really, truly love you. It may feel strange. You may feel resistance, even tears. That resistance is the old story loosening its grip. The tears are proof something real is happening. Louise taught that the relationship we have with ourselves is the most important relationship of our lives. Every other relationship, with partners, with work, with money, with health, is a mirror of this core relationship. Change this one, and everything else begins to shift over time. Expand the practice. Add a second sentence. Try, I approve of myself. Or, I am safe. I am loved. I belong here. Choose whatever feels most needed, and most frightening. The phrases that make you wince are often the ones you need most. Do not skip this practice when it feels uncomfortable. The discomfort is not a sign to stop, it is a sign that old walls are coming down. Keep going. Keep looking. Keep speaking. Return to the mirror every morning. 5 minutes. Or even 1. The consistency matters more than the duration. A small seed watered daily grows into something unimaginable. You are not trying to trick yourself with false positivity. You are doing something far more courageous. You are choosing to become your own witness, your own ally, your own source of love. That is where every transformation begins. Before every feeling, there is a thought. Before every thought, there is a belief. And most of our beliefs were formed before we were old enough to question them. They were handed to us, by parents, by teachers, by culture, by pain, and we accepted them as truth. Louise Hay identified one belief as the root of nearly all human suffering: I am not good enough. It appears in 1,000 forms. I am not smart enough. I am not attractive enough. I am not lovable, capable, deserving. It wears many masks, but it speaks in one voice. The first step in rewiring a belief is to notice it. Not to fight it, not to be ashamed of it, simply to notice it as a thought, not a fact. Thoughts are visitors. Beliefs are habits. And habits can be changed. Take 5 minutes today to write down one recurring thought that limits you. It might be something like, good things don't last for me. Or, I always end up alone. Or, I'm terrible with money. Write it plainly, without drama. Now ask, where did I first hear this? It is rarely something you invented. Trace it back. You may find a parent's voice, a classroom memory, a wound that still carries heat. Recognizing the origin does not excuse the belief, it simply loosens its authority. Louise's next step: find the opposite. Not a grandiose reversal, but a gentle counter. Instead of, I always end up alone, try, I am learning to welcome connection. Instead of, I'm terrible with money, try, I am open to new understanding about abundance. Write the new belief down. Say it aloud. Say it again. Your nervous system will push back, it prefers the familiar. That is not a sign of failure. It is the biology of change. Stay with it, repeat the new belief every morning. Write it on a card. Place it on your bathroom mirror or the back of your phone. Let it become the thought that greets you before any other thought has a chance to land. Louise often said, you have been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens. That is not naivety, it is a scientific experiment. Run it with full commitment that in 5 minutes a day, you can begin to replace the story that has been playing in the background of your life. Not all at once, but one belief, one breath, one morning at a time. Resentment, Louise Hay taught, is one of the most destructive forces in the human body. It does not punish the person who wronged us. It punishes us, corroding our peace, tightening our cells, keeping us anchored to a past that no longer exists except inside us. Forgiveness is not condoning what happened. It is not pretending the pain was small. It is not a gift to the person who hurt you. Forgiveness is an act of radical self-interest. It is cutting the cord that keeps you bound to someone else's worst moment, and your own. Begin with a 5-minute practice Louise called the release visualization. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and bring to mind someone toward whom you feel anger, hurt, or resentment. You do not need to choose the hardest one first. Start wherever feels possible that in your mind, see that person standing before you. Now say internally, not to please them, but to free yourself, I release you. I forgive you. I let you go. Breathe. Feel whatever comes. Do not force peace, just practice release. Louise taught that we also carry resentment toward ourselves. Years of self-blame, shame, and regret accumulate like sediment. The forgiveness we offer others must also turn inward. Try this. Close your eyes and picture yourself at a younger age, the age when something hard happened, when you made a choice you still carry guilt about. See that younger version of you. Speak to them gently. Say, I forgive you. You did the best you could. I love you. This practice may bring tears. Good. Tears are not weakness, they are the body releasing what the mind has held too long. Let them come. Let them be welcomed. Resentment often lives in the body as tightness, chronic pain, or exhaustion. As you practice releasing, notice what shifts physically. The body and mind are not separate. What the mind releases, the body begins to heal. Repeat the forgiveness practice once a day. 5 minutes. Some days it will feel meaningful. Other days it will feel like going through the motions. Go through the motions. The subconscious is always listening, even when the conscious mind is distracted. Freedom is not found in the past, it is created in the present moment, every time we choose release over resentment. 5 minutes a day of choosing that freedom is enough to reroute the trajectory of an entire life. Louise Hay believed that every cell of the body responds to our thoughts and words. When we speak harshly about our bodies, labeling them too much, not enough, broken, shameful, those words become instructions the body tries to follow. The body you live in has carried you through every moment of your life. Every heartbreak, every triumph, every ordinary Tuesday. It has breathed for you while you slept. It has healed cuts, fought infections, and kept your heart beating without a single conscious instruction from you. It has been faithful. Begin a 5-minute daily practice of body appreciation. Not body positivity as a performance, genuine, quiet gratitude for the body that is working on your behalf right now. Start at the top of your head and move slowly downward. Thank each part. Your eyes for the beauty they have allowed you to witness. Your hands for the work they have done, the people they have held. Your lungs for every breath you never had to ask for. If a part of your body carries pain or illness, do not skip it. Go there with extra care. Louise taught that pain is often the body calling for love, not punishment. Place your hand there. Breathe into it. Say, I love you. I am listening. I am here. Replace the habit of body criticism with body conversation. When you catch yourself criticizing a feature in the mirror, pause. Ask, what has this part of my body done for me? Let the answer soften the judgment. Movement is also medicine. 5 minutes of gentle movement, stretching, swaying, walking, done with full awareness and appreciation transforms from exercise into communion with your own body. Nourish your body with intention. Before each meal, take one breath and offer a moment of gratitude. Not a ritual, a relationship. You are feeding something sacred. Treat it that way. Louise often said that loving the body begins with the decision to love it, not after it changes, not after the weight is lost or the diagnosis is cleared, but right now, exactly as it is. That decision is available in any moment. The body follows the mind's lead. Offer it love, consistency, and gentleness, and watch it begin to respond in kind. 5 minutes of genuine body appreciation every morning is one of the most powerful forms of healing available to you. Louise Hay taught that abundance is not a reward, it is a natural state. The universe is infinitely generous. The blockages to prosperity are not external, they live in the stories we carry about what we deserve, what is possible, and what money means. Many of us inherited beliefs about money from our families. Money is scarce. Rich people are greedy. It is selfish to want more. These are not truths, they are inherited fears. And inherited fears can be released. Begin your 5-minute abundance practice by identifying one limiting belief about money or prosperity. Write it down. Then trace it. Where did you first hear it? Whose voice does it carry? Now write a new belief. Not one that feels impossible, but one that feels slightly more open. There is enough for everyone, including me. Or, I am open to receiving abundance in expected and unexpected ways. Say it aloud 3 times. Louise recommended affirmations around money that are active and present tense. Try, I prosper wherever I turn. Or, I am a magnet for abundance. These are not wishes, they are retraining the subconscious to recognize opportunity rather than lack. Practice generosity, even in small ways. When we give from a place of sufficiency, we reinforce the belief that there is enough. Tipping kindly, sharing resources, expressing genuine appreciation, these small acts signal to the subconscious that abundance is already present. Notice where you speak of money with anxiety, shame, or contempt. I could never afford that. Money just flies out of my hands. I'm hopeless with finances. Each of these is an instruction. Begin replacing them with more open language. Gratitude for current abundance, no matter how modest, opens the channel wider. Spend 2 minutes each morning listing what you already have. Not what you lack. What is here, now, working, enough. Louise often said that the universe has no favorites. The person living in abundance is not more loved by the universe, they simply have fewer internal blocks to receiving it. Clearing those blocks is the work. And that work begins in 5 minutes a day. Prosperity is not only money, it is health, relationships, creativity, and peace. As you open to one form of abundance, others follow. The channel, once cleared, carries everything. Gratitude is not a feeling you wait for, it is a practice you choose. And like any practice, the more consistently you show up for it, the more naturally the feeling follows. Louise Hay called gratitude one of the most powerful alchemical forces available to human beings. The mind is trained, by biology, to scan for threat. This kept our ancestors alive. But in modern life, that same scanning mechanism becomes a filter that only notices what is wrong, missing, or dangerous. Gratitude is the deliberate override. Begin each morning with a 5-minute gratitude practice before you look at your phone, before you speak to anyone, before you open the news. Just 5 minutes. A notebook. A pen. 5 things. The 5 things do not need to be grand. They do not need to be different every day. The warmth of your bed. The fact that you woke up. Hot water. A friend who makes you laugh. A tree you pass on your walk. Small things, noticed fully, carry tremendous power. Write them, do not just think them. The act of writing makes the practice physical, grounding it in the body as well as the mind. Something shifts when gratitude moves from thought to ink on paper. Louise taught that gratitude changes the frequency at which we vibrate, and that our frequency determines what we attract. A mind in genuine appreciation pulls more things to appreciate toward it. This is not magic. It is the natural result of attention. Expand gratitude to include challenges. This is the advanced practice, finding something to appreciate in a difficult experience. Not toxic positivity, genuine searching. This hard thing taught me. Or, this pain brought me here, to this moment of change. Express gratitude to others, not as a social courtesy, but as a deliberate practice. Tell someone today what they mean to you. Write a note. Make a call. When we express appreciation outwardly, we reinforce the internal state of abundance. End each evening with one gratitude. Just one. Before sleep, let your last conscious thought be one thing, anything, that was good about this day. Let that be the instruction you give your subconscious as it works through the night, that a life lived in consistent gratitude is not a life without problems, it is a life where problems no longer have the final word. 5 minutes in the morning, one thought at night. That is all it takes to begin rewriting the lens through which you see everything. One of the most healing ideas Louise Hay ever offered is this: every morning is a new beginning. Not a continuation of yesterday's failures or last year's pain, a genuine, available, unconditional fresh start. This is not sentimentality. It is the truth of how transformation works. Change does not happen in dramatic moments of breakthrough. It happens in the quiet accumulation of small choices, made again, and again, and again. The power is not in the single decision. It is in returning to that decision every morning. No matter what yesterday looked like, you will miss days. You will return to old thoughts. You will wake up some mornings and feel like nothing has changed, and the voice of the old story will be very loud. This is not failure. This is human. The only failure is deciding not to begin again. Louise herself did not discover these truths from a place of ease. She found them in the fire of her own transformation, after abuse, after illness, after loss. She began again, not once, but thousands of times. That is what made her teachings so alive. They were hard-won. Create a simple morning anchor, a sequence that takes no more than 5 minutes and signals to your mind and body that this day is a new beginning. Mirror work. 1 affirmation. 5 gratitudes. A slow breath. Any combination that feels like yours. Anchor the practice to something you already do. After you brush your teeth. Before you make coffee. Right when your alarm goes off. Habit research tells us that practices attached to existing routines are far more likely to stick. Let your 5 minutes ride in on something reliable. When you miss a day, do not add the guilt of missing to the weight you already carry. Simply return. No explanation needed. No self-punishment. You would not tell a child learning to walk that falling means they should stop trying. Do not say that to yourself either. The practice works even when you do not believe it is working. Especially then. The subconscious does not require your full faith, it requires your consistent repetition. Keep repeating. The results will arrive not in the moments you expect, but in the quiet accumulation of days. Share your practice with no one who will diminish it. This is tender, early work. It does not need to be defended or explained. It needs to be protected until it is strong enough to stand on its own, until you are strong enough to stand behind it. Each morning you return to this practice is an act of profound self-respect. You are saying, my life is worth 5 minutes of my attention. I am worth the effort of beginning again. Louise Hay said it this way: the point of power is always in the present moment. This present moment. This morning. This breath. This beginning. There is a version of your life that is waiting for you. Not the version you were told to want, not the version shaped entirely by your past, but the version that becomes possible when you decide, in 5 quiet minutes each morning, that you are worth loving, worth healing, and worth the gentle, consistent work of becoming. Louise Hay did not offer shortcuts. She offered something rarer: truth. The truth that your thoughts create your experience. That every cell of your body is listening to the story you tell. That resentment is a burden you can choose to put down. That forgiveness is freedom. That the mirror is not your enemy, it is your greatest opportunity. That prosperity is your natural state. That gratitude is a muscle, and like all muscles, it grows with use. And that no matter what has come before, you can begin again. Today. Tomorrow. And every morning after that. You do not need an hour. You do not need to have it all figured out before you start. You only need 5 minutes and the willingness to show up for yourself, perhaps for the first time, perhaps for the 1000th time. Either one counts. Either one is enough. So tomorrow morning, before the world rushes in, give yourself 5 minutes. Stand at the mirror. Write 5 things you are grateful for. Speak one new belief into the quiet of your room. Release one old resentment. Thank your body for one thing it has carried. And know that in doing so, you are not just following Louise Hay's teachings, you are living the life she always believed was possible for you. It is possible. It is available. And it begins now.